Hello YouTube class, welcome to My English Voice. Okay, if you haven't downloaded the worksheet already, go and do that. You'll find it at myenglishvoice.com and then come back here to start the listening lesson. Okay, are you ready? Let's go.
One of the key challenges that I think is currently happening in the country is infrastructure. We spend like 27% of our GDP for our logistic costs, whereas Japan only spend like 10% and Malaysia only like 13%. And these facts actually make me believe that infrastructure plays a key role in improving Indonesia's competitiveness.
What I see in Indonesia is that Indonesia has a lot of potential, but the problem is I believe Indonesia still lacks of confidence and vision.
I'm a strong believer on the quality education to transform Indonesia become a better nation, and I believe that quality educators is the lifeblood of the quality education.
What I found about Indonesia is that there's a disconnect between its people and there's a widening social gap that needs to be addressed.
I initiated Youth Educator Share Network to inspire young people that everybody can be an educator, including themselves, although they are still young. But as long as they know who they are and they are able to share, they will be an educator.
I get my confidence, especially when I actually achieve my international computing Olympiad medal, and then continue after that. I studied abroad. From that, during my study as well as by joining YLI, I get a vision. It's not everything about you get the medal, you get your grades, but there's something bigger than that.
There were a lot of inspiring moments during YLI because a lot of people did contribute into the process, such as Pak Gita Wiryawan, Butet Manurung, and Pak Anies Baswedan, Ibu Tri Mumpuni, Pak Kuntoro Mangkusubroto.
The biggest learning point from YLI is the flow itself, on how you can actually lead. First, you have to settle with yourself, try to lead yourself.
So for example, in Forum 2 of the 6 months program of YLI, I learned about leading others. One particular model that I think very beneficial for me is how to create a high-performing team.
And at the end, put yourself into context and see how you can actually lead the change.
The programs from the lead self, lead others, and especially lead change is like a gate for me to be next level of learner and leader.
Pertanyaannya, are you here? Will you be there? You have to be there.
Terus terang, kita harus menyiapkan pemimpin-pemimpin Indonesia ke depan dengan forum-forum seperti ini.
You know, it takes only a few people in Indonesia to make a difference, and these are the few that I think Indonesia is going to need going forward.
I have started to contribute to Indonesia by what I can do. I believe if we can really know who we are, accept it, and then control it, we will be able to develop it to give bigger impact to our society.
I believe that in order to do so, it's important to find the right tools, connect with the right people, find the right platform to help us during that process. That was what YLI did for me. So how do you want to make a difference?
So how do you want to make a difference?
So how do you want to make a difference?
How do you want to make a difference?
Okay, so this week's lesson involves a dictation exercise. That means listening really carefully to 1 or 2 sentences and writing down every word that you hear. There should be space on your worksheet to do that. Okay, I'll play it twice. Are you ready? Let's go.
One of the key challenges that I think is currently happening in the country is infrastructure. We spend like 27% of our GDP for our logistic costs, whereas Japan only spend like 10% and Malaysia only like 13%. One of the key challenges that I think is currently happening in the country is infrastructure. We spend like 27% of our GDP for our logistic costs, whereas Japan only spend like 10% and Malaysia only like 13%.
Okay, so now it's time for the International English Pronunciation Focus. I'm going to play just a short extract from the video. You need to listen really carefully and just focus on the sounds. Then try repeating exactly the same thing and then compare your pronunciation with the speaker's pronunciation. Remember that we all have different accents, and different does not necessarily mean better or worse, but if you can notice differences, this will help you next time you speak to somebody with that same accent. This is especially important if you know that you're going to speak to people with this accent and you know that this is not a familiar accent to you. The more you listen to different accents, the easier they will be to understand. If you want more help understanding what to focus on, you can download the pronunciation guide at myenglishvoice.com. Okay, are you ready to listen? Don't forget, listen, repeat, notice, and reflect. Let's go.
I initiated Youth Educator Share Network to inspire young people that everybody can be an educator, including themselves, although they are still young. But as long as they know who they are and they are able to share, they will be an educator.
Okay, so that's it for this week's lesson. Thanks for watching. Remember, we have lots of other categories on the website, myenglishvoice.com. You can leave your answer to the discussion question in the comments box below, or you can join our weekly listening lesson feedback. That's free. It's a YouTube live broadcast. You can type your answers into the chat box to connect with people from all over the world. I also have the speaking weekly lessons as well on YouTube. These you do have to pay for, but it's just the price of a cup of coffee. So hopefully everybody can afford to join us for that. For more information, check out the details at myenglishvoice.com. Most importantly, don't forget to share your English voice with My English Voice.